Well, I missed one. I'll give myself a little bit more line. Little jawbone lure that I keep telling you about, or soft plastic. It's kind of windy, so it's kind of hard to get real far cast, but I can get it out there decent. I let it sink a little bit, and then I just kind of slow roll it. There's something nibbling at it. Oh, probably just a little crappie. Alright, there we go. I have some bait. I'll take this crappie over here. Let's not put that in the water. Something might grab it if I just let it dangle in the water, even if it's not moving. There's wind, so it's going to cause a little bit of action on that lure, and you never know what might want to grab it. So I'm going to take my handy dandy case knife here. Now this here is a similar process that I do if I'm gonna clean and eat a crappie, except for I'm a little bit more thorough with the scales. What you do is you make an incision here, cut. Sorry about the lighting. Twist the head off. Get myself some line. To get you almost better light, I should have. There's a piece of wood over there that I normally use, the one on this side near the water. What you do, this is a Gamakatsu 8/0 circle hook. What you do is you take and stick it to the lower jaw. Get through that bony part, like so. And since this is an octopus circle hook, you want to have as much of the gap showing as you can. Okay, next process. Make sure not to step on the rod. Be bad. And take and lob this out there, not really far. Let her sink to the bottom. There's a dead bluegill on the water. That little silver flash you see. Is that a green sunfish? I can't tell, honestly. I think it's a bluegill. Looks like a gill. Okay, make sure my line's nice and tight. And since this is a circle hook, I took off the secondary drag. Circle hook with cut bait. I normally leave it on if I'm using live bait, because sometimes the fish likes to mush the other fish in their mouth and kind of chew on it, like big flathead and even big channel. So now what I have to do is just wait for the tip of that rod just to bow over. Oh. Move my knife so I don't accidentally kick it in the water. And try and get more crappie while I wait for the catfish to bite. And remember, with this jawbone lure, nice and slow. Hope I just missed a bite. That's okay, I'm just trying to show you my technique of reeling it in with this little soft plastic. Kind of holding it at an odd angle here, but sometimes fishing certain places, you have to always be careful of which way your rod's going. Make sure you've got clearance when you set the hook, because you don't want to set the hook and slam into something like this, especially with a graphite rod. Any rod really, but a graphite rod in particular will just shatter the rod. Break it. If it doesn't break it on the first initial hit, then it will eventually break after you catch a certain amount of fish, because it ruins the structural integrity of the graphite. And on this, when I'm done casting, I always manually flip the bail like this. I pull the string just in case there's like a little loop, and then I get to reeling. There are a few snags out in there, and sometimes you can cast right on top of them. It's annoying, but you know what happens. I got a lot of line in the bottom of this lake. Oh, I bet it's just a small one. If it wasn't so windy out, I would show you my little my top water I showed you in the other video. And when it's windy, you especially want to make sure you do the process of pulling that line, because sometimes that wind will get what they call a wind knot. Especially on some of this really light braid, it'll catch in the wind really easy. Which, part of fishing. But it's something you can prevent your line from getting tangled up, because it'll get stuck like right in this part here. And then when you go to cast, if you don't notice it, then it'll make a knot in your line. You'll have to undo it. And on that fish I was showing you how to make into cut bait, the difference between filleting it is I would have probably made a little bit better cut to save more meat. Then I would have de-gutted it and cut the gut cavity open to de-gut it. That way I make sure I get all the innards out. And tell you what, if you ever catch crappie that will fit a 10-inch pan, you know, your bigger crappie, after you get them flayed up, bake them in the oven with a little bit of salt. Himalayan sea salt, the pink stuff. some ground black pepper, butter, and a little bit of cayenne pepper powder. Talk about good. Oh, right on top of weed bed. I'm pretty sure you guys can't see the weed bed. It's subsurface. Hey, it's the Enterprise. Oh wait, no, it's just a plane. Never mind. I got it over the deck. It counts. Besides, I'm throwing them back at this point anyways. Unless I catch one big enough to eat. No sense in keeping a whole bunch of fish and putting them in a bait bucket, then having them possibly die on me if the catfish aren't biting. And if they're biting, and then hopefully the crappies still are and I can catch another one. Another bad thing about this wind and light tackle is that it makes it harder to fill the bites. Because the wind can blow slack in your line. And that slack, I mean, I can feel a lot of things with this. Even when the wind blows slack, I can still feel it, but sometimes it blows just enough in to where it makes it harder to get a hook set. And sometimes they're just really small bluegill, green sunfish sized crappies, so I used to catch nice pan fry ones. There used to be a fish feeder out here too, but they got rid of, actually both of them. I heard that people were vandalizing them, which is kind of sad. They put them out there for everybody to enjoy. Then somebody's got to do something like that. I'm sure that happens about everywhere, though. Oh, right in that weed bed. I hear them jumping everywhere, but that's because I don't know if you've seen any of these little things about yay long flying around. They're kind of a real light tan, creamy tan color with a hint of yellow. Those are little mayflies, and they're landing on top of the water, and the crappie's eating them. And my lure too, every once in a while, obviously. But that's always good. Alright, I'll give you all another cast or two. Alright, let's try casting out in the dark water. So yes, I do wait till night on purpose here recently because today was about 106-degree heat index. So I fish at night. It's a little bit cooler, easier on the body. And besides, after digging holes half the day, fixing sprinkler heads and stuff, which they're just small holes, but they'll still get to you after a while. Wear you out a little, so I go home and take a nap first. This Fluger Supreme XT, smooth as butter. Alright. Thought I had better luck over near that weed bed. Right on top of it. Hopefully I don't snag any of the leaves. I don't think I am. Okay, you know the thing about fishermen is they always say one more cast. Well, that's always more than just one more cast. Flip up near the bank there, see if there's anything in this little part here. I guess before we go, I'll show you another good technique, what I like to do. Release enough line. Let your jig hit the bottom. Get about a foot away from the water. Probably a little bit more than that. And you just slowly lift your rod tip up. Let it drop. or you can just slowly move it to one direction. And please like and subscribe my video. Like my video, subscribe to my channel. And peace and long life.